My dear fellow Indians, Americans, all people of the peace-loving who are joining with me, thank you. Today is the most important day in the history of our nation, which is India, my adopted nation, the US. I'm speaking to you from New York, standing right in front of the United Nations building. I want you to listen carefully next few minutes and share this message with every citizen of the world who wants to save India, America, and the nations of the world. It's high time either we all live together or we will die together. It's important. Listen carefully. 41 years ago in 1975, on June 25th, then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi declared emergency. And what happened? Almost destroyed India. After 2 years, the Indians stood very strong, taught her a lesson, defeated her, and wiped her political party in 1977. Today, Prime Minister Modi has tweeted reminding us about the emergency. And sorry,
China.
Disturbance. You can stand right.
Pariharam.
You must have read the tweet. I was shocked and I immediately wrote a letter to New York Times at 5 a.m.
UNU కార్యాలయం
I'm
ముందు
enclosing that letter, my letter to Prime Minister Modi. You all must
K.
read.
Paul.
Every Indian must read. Every American must read. Every citizen must read. And I've
Live
got
okay na?
a 15-minute video that you must watch that video and share with all. Prime Minister Modi happened to be my good friend since he was a chief minister. When he was treated as a terrorist by the United States and cancelled his visa, Mr. Suresh Jani, the president of BJP, then with his team met with me in 2007 and 2009 and 2010 to help Mr. Modi, then chief minister, with his visa. And I did with President Bush and team, then of President Obama and team. And later on, Prime Minister Modi invited me as a chief minister and a prime minister candidate. Mr. Modi, you are watching this program. You know what we both discussed, and our team, including American presidential candidate Congressman Walter Fauntleroy, who couldn't be with me today because he's almost 90 years old, unable to come from Washington, D.C., but sends his greetings to you. And he joins me calling you, Prime Minister Modi, to resign and hand over prime ministership to your mentor, your guru, my friend, our friend, former Deputy Prime Minister Mr. L.K. Advani, or our mutual friend and your trusted soldier, present Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah. And why? Because you know how miserably you have failed in protecting 1.4 billion Indians during this coronavirus. I've requested you several times not to conduct elections in April and March of this year, 2021, while I was in India. You didn't listen. You've campaigned 100 different times. You've gathered hundreds of thousands of people. And hundreds of millions came out in obedience to you casting their votes. You've campaigned in almost every single state, elections conducted, but you lost every single state except Assam. I have warned you, you would lose. Just like I warned President Trump, who happens to be my close friend since 2002, who attended my summits and rallies. I warned him while he was in India with you last year, February 24th and 25, calling you, Mr. Modi ji, as a Mahatma Gandhi, our father of the nation. I warned him that You are not Mahatma Gandhi. You are not the father of the nation. You are the Prime Minister of India. And you have failed in all 10 promises you have given to me and the nation of India. Number one, millions of Indians dead due to corona. Hundreds of millions are infected. You failed protecting farmers. Therefore, Rakesh Tikait and the leaders of farmers joined me on March 18th in Delhi capital, calling you to step down. And the leaders, 26 company leaders and others. Why? They were your supporters like me. They can't support you anymore. And also, you failed creating jobs as you promised, 20 million jobs a year. Millions lost jobs. You failed in bringing black money. You failed in protecting youth. You failed in protecting women. You failed in keeping democracy, secularism. And you failed in every single promise you have made. And you are only having... So therefore I'm asking you to please read my letter and resign. And also I am calling upon the President of China. It's time for you to retire, Mr. President, Chinese President. Yes, I met you. Yes, I supported you. But you were going to become a democratic person. But now you have changed your laws to become a dictator forever. That's wrong. I'm standing in front of the United Nations, representing 126 nations of the world, except 3 nations, Russia and North Korea and Iran. Everyone else is angry with you because the virus is created in Wuhan and sent to all over the world. You did it intentionally or you did it by accident. I've said this on March 8, 2020 to the nations of the world, including my friends in America, then President Trump. President Trump did not listen then, now he is listening very much. I told him if you run again without changing, you would lose, you would be defeated. I have written a book, Save America and the World from Trump, 10 Reasons Why. Millions of people have read it for free of cost. Now I defeated him and now I'm writing a book, 20 Reasons Why Prime Minister Modi should step down. Mr. Prime Minister, my dear friend, I prayed for you to become a Prime Minister personally in our guest house in Ahmedabad on January 25th, 2010. And I said you would become the Prime Minister. I campaigned for you all over the nation, just like I campaigned for President Trump. You both have failed. President Trump failed in America. You have failed miserably in India. Therefore, please understand, power is not everything. Position is not everything. There are hundreds of people who can lead, including in your own party, but many other parties. That's why I'm working with the 18 of the top 25 political parties. 2 days ago, Mr. Sharad Pawar and other leaders met together. They're all coordinating to save secular India. My dear fellow Indians, reporters, yes, you have been prosecuted. You have been tortured. Some of the reporters have been killed for speaking the truth. Martin Luther King, whose son traveled with me to India 2007, hosted by Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, said once, if you can't find a reason to live, if you can't find a reason to die, we better not live. If our Indians are dying, Americans are dying, millions are dying without democracy, what is the use of living? Jesus said, blessed are the peacemakers, peace lovers. He didn't say peace lovers and wanters. But you can be a peace lover and a peace wanter, but not peacemaker. So that is why I'm joined by all these wonderful people from all other 200 nations, calling upon President Xi to do the right thing. Pay the $30 trillion to the nations. India lost 5 trillion. America lost 10 trillion. Nations of the world lost at least 15 trillion in the last 15 months. While China, under your leadership, made $2 trillion. Every family you should compensate at least $100,000. Is a life worth 100,000? No. 100 million, 100 billion, trillion? No. Life is priceless. But something is better than nothing, and you should say, Mr. President Xi, I am sorry. We did it SARS 2003, we did it again. Now we've destroyed the world. We apologize. Otherwise, Mr. President Xi, the whole world in the UN. Already 67 presidents of the world are supporting my call to hold China accountable. In the next 3 months, on September 25th, I will be in New York speaking to the world. Presidents and prime ministers are joining me during the United Nations Summit. So if you don't compensate, I'm calling upon all the nations. President Trump already agreed last year. President Biden will agree with me. And Senator Rand Paul, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, all of them are already joining with me and many reporters to hold China accountable and forgive the debt without paying. China loaned 1.2 trillion to US. They don't need to pay because they lost 10 trillion. And African nations and Indian neighbors all must come together. I said this to President and Prime Minister of Sri Lanka. So we are working together to hold you accountable because you have purposefully neglected the lives of your own people and the people around them. That's not the right thing. And because of this, you guys China already banned social media. Prime Minister Modi almost banned social media May 26th, and I approached the Supreme Court and we got the extension. Freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of democracy, everything is our human rights. That's why I'm standing on June 25th, 2021 to remind all 1.4 billion Indians what Indira Gandhi did, almost destroyed the nation 41 years ago. What Prime Minister Modi, without declaring emergency, officially, he has declared like emergency unofficially and destroying the nations of the world by destroying India, because for 32 years I've been speaking, India should lead as a non-aligned nation. My fellow Indians, if you join with me, we can change India. We can save India. We can save secular India to save the world, joining hands with American peace-loving democratic nations. Thank you very much. Share this message with every single person. Fear not, Jesus said. I am with you. All people of all faiths, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, nationality, let's join hands and hearts together to defeat terrorism, to promote peace, equality, justice for all. God bless you. Thank you very much. Share this message with all.